And finally, we're joined by the one and only Chef Fregz. He's not in the kitchen this time, however. He's on the couch. He's here to talk to us about his journey, his life as a reality TV show creator. And of course, it's been a while since we had him on the show, so we want to tackle him small. Welcome back, Chef Fregz.
Hi, Titi. It's good to see you.
All right. So I have to say, we are so enamored by the baby. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you knew I was going to talk about
He's not a baby again. He's a young man now.
How old is he now?
He's 19 months. It was 19 months like a few days ago.
That's
I know I'm such a parent that says 19 months, so he's basically almost 2.
Oh.
But he's so tall, he's big, he's just giant.
Was it freaking you out yet? Fatherhood freaking you out?
No, it's not freaking me out. It's just expensive.
Oh,
It's
for
pricey.
Chef Fregz, Le Cordon Bleu chef.
It's still expensive. The boy has too many high standards.
Okay, just like his daddy. And I dare say, like mommy. How is mommy doing?
She's fine. She's good. You know,
Right.
she's my Olga right now. So
Before?
she's my boss. You know, she's doing good. She's doing good.
So the truth is, when we heard about this street foods reality thing, we were like, Le Cordon Bleu, street foods.
I know.
I don't know if it's going to work, but it seems like it is. 3rd season now?
Yeah, this is the 3rd season of Street Food Niger. Street Foods Niger. There's actually been one in Ghana as well.
Okay.
But I've been part of the show, but this is my first time like a judge on the show.
Okay.
And yes, this is the season where it's, gotten a lot of attention.
I can imagine. So for us, street food started from university,
Yeah.
Students have to grab food on the go. You're jumping off the bus, you're grabbing fried yam and akara from the vendor on the street.
I mean, from secondary school, if you've done NYSC, Mami Market was purely street food.
Yep.
I made friends with, there was this, Igbo family that I made friends with the most. That was my favorite, because they had this fried yam and like pepper sauce. That was my jam.
Wow.
Well, I could afford the gizzard they were selling. That was a plus. But street food has always been a part of my life because I grew up in Lukweju, yeah.
Okay.
And there was this legendary suya spot that I frequented. They used to make this suya in like this brown paper bag.
Wow.
That was very different from everybody else.
Okay.
So I knew every street food vendor in Lukweju, so...
So when that brown paper suya, it might not have actually been beef that was inside, right?
It was beef.
Are you sure?
It was beef.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%, because God forbid it was anything down.
So that was the rumor then, that you didn't know what they were wrapping, so you would want to see them
In all fairness, the only thing I remember that I didn't like sometimes when you ate it was a lot of like fatty bits and fish and all those kind of things that were just like, bruh, why? But, some days it was pretty good. The sauce was amazing.
Flavors. When it comes to being properly trained, you are trained how to manipulate flavors depending on the type of dish you put on the table for your guests. But street food isn't really about flavor alone.
I think street food is actually a lot about flavor.
Okay.
Because it's like maximizing flavor, but it's accessible.
Okay.
So street food is about, so think of foods that are popular in Nigeria that are street food. Suya, shawarma. Those are things that are packed with flavor. This person's shawarma is spicy, it's creamy.
Yeah.
There's so many. Street food has become like people's brands as businesses. Yeah. Abacha, for example, that was just like, you find, like, it's gone from being hawked on the street to people doing it for events. Yeah. And I know a few Abacha people that, businesses that run. You have people that are doing grills that used to just be, I remember I used to take my sister to go and pick up my sister from QC if I was around. Yeah. Baguette, that turkey. Do you understand?
Yeah, there was one turkey. What was it called? Flavors.
Flavors.
So,
Casey,
yes?
No, I didn't go to Casey. I went to Alashari, but when I was around and I had to maybe take my sister to school or pick her up from school with my mom, so street food has always, but now it's now become like such a major thing, even all over the world. Tacos that used to be, or hot dogs that you just by the road or anything, but they're like super big businesses. So it's about flavor, but making it super accessible.
So now, if you think internationally, street food is a very big deal in places like New York. The average person on Wall Street probably grabs what they call it, is it bagel or what?
So you grab like your bagel with like salmon cream cheese, you grab a hot dog on the way. But, even abroad, like let's just use the United States, or for example, like street food is like such a big thing, depending on the part of the country that you're on. yeah, grabbing wraps are a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. It's a Greek, like a Greek shawarma, basically.
Yeah.
It's spelled Gyro. It's not pronounced gyra, apparently.
Whoa.
So you have things like that people have opened, like stores, pretzels, things like that are like off the fly.
On a reality show, especially in Nigeria, you're going to have people come from different cultures, traditions, styles, and present food to you. Have you... Okay, so what is it that you've seen about Nigerian street food vendors that strikes you?
Resilient, actually. They're super resilient. Like, Nigerian street food vendors they'll bring out good food from nowhere, do you understand? And they'll be consistent with it. Usually they're consistent with it.
Yeah.
You were talking about from all over the country, like the contestants on the show, for example, they did like a regional, audition. Yeah. And we had, one of my favorites, Chef Atana, young, feisty, spicy girl like this. You know, she's like, she gave me one of the best dishes I've eaten in my life. She gave me this like fura yogurt and like this suya wrap that was possibly one of the best things I've tasted on the show so far. Wow. You know, so you have people that from all sides of the country come through, and it's all different flavors, layers.
So now I have to touch on this because you went to Olashore. That's a very posh school. I know. Right? You are a very posh guy. You are known for being stylish. You married a stylish woman. And you're talking street food. Do you actually think you are, in quotes, street enough?
I know I don't look like it. I may not sound like it and whatnot. But what people forget is that I didn't grow up like super posh and anything. Do you understand? Okay. I grew up in Benin City. I grew up in a house where we didn't have I didn't grow up with a generator till maybe I was like 12. Okay. When I moved, I started living with my grandparents. I didn't know generators existed. You know. Wow. So I grew up with like my mom who sold like meat pie, egg roll, like really basic stuff. You know, Queen's cake. You know, where the kids that bought corn on the road. You know, suya with our dad. You know, like maybe over the weekends. So I went with my mom to the market when they're making my sister's hair. I drank, I bought mineral skull malt. Do you understand? You bought like
drinks
street
in
food.
nylon.
I went, no, for real. I'm eating rice. I grew up eating Owaligo rice. Anybody that grew up in Benin knows that. They used to sell the rice in paper bags or black nylon, So like I said, I have great experience with street because I like food on every level. I decided to chase this part. Do you know actually what convinced me that I could be a chef?
What?
I was in Kaduna serving, and I was working in then StarTimes. And there was this woman that used to bring this fried fish with yaji. Okay. And I used to pay 200 naira. 200 naira almost 10 years ago is a lot of money.
Yeah, sure.
And as a copper. So I used to buy that every day. And I thought, if this woman can grab my 200 naira, I think I can chase my own dreams and, really do this food thing. Amazing. So I love food on every level. And one thing they say about chefs, we don't like to eat what we cook. So small secret, Titi, I don't really eat like fancy sometimes. I really like Amala. Like that's why, like Lala and I, we bond over Amala. What they call it? Bond over Amala on Friday.
Just stop, because I'm trying to connect those very posh-looking plates with this Amala thing.
Oh, I love Amala. It's my passion. Amala is a thing in my house. My son likes Amala. My wife likes Amala. I like Amala. So I'm multifaceted. So I don't look like it, but
So now I think of the likes of Gordon Ramsay when I think of chefs judging competitions.
Oh God.
Yes. And he is known to be a firecracker. And for some reason, people are coming at you quite a bit.
People removed I think part of the reasons I'm bald is because people shaved my head off. I mean, on the Gordon Ramsay. So Gordon Ramsay is one of my, people that I look up to, but he's just one out of so many other food show judges. Yeah. Am I exactly modeling myself after him? Maybe not, but I'm strict and I'm very blunt, and I've been told that I'm, a little mean. No, maybe very mean actually. But the truth of the matter is, I think people should watch the show and see that the contestants are working really hard and winning 10 million naira and 10,000.
Wait, can you say that again?
Winning 10 million naira.
The prize money is
10M.
Can I still apply?
I even want to be a contestant because I don't have 10 million from this show.
Wow.
But the thing is, it's 10 million naira on the line. Yeah. It's $10,000 worth of education in a hospitality school. Like. You get to be attached to brands, really awesome brands. And it's not going to be an easy process, I'm part of the process to make it really tough. Yeah. Now, the thing is, I want everybody to see the full show and see that people went from zero to hero.
Okay.
And so, for example, Lizzie, for example, who was the clip that went viral. Lizzie actually is doing so well on the show, and she's one of my favorites, you know. And I just need people to watch the whole thing. I don't want to let too much out of the.
All right. So in other words, those clips that they're seeing where you're very strict are just out of context in some cases.
I won't say out of context. People can take it how they want, and I'm not really bothered about it. And I'm not here to maybe defend myself. I just want people to watch the show.
Okay.
You know, you can make what you want of me, but I want them to come and see what contestants are doing, you know.